everyone. Welcome to Touchpoints TV. I'm Nicole Silverstein, e-commerce editor at Retail Touchpoints. And today we are checking out Solana Spaces here at New York City's Hudson Yards. It's a really unique new concept that is bringing together community, education, and of course retail, all centered on the ideas and technology of Web3. We're lucky today to have with us Vibhu Norby, who is one of the co-founders of Solana Spaces. He's going to tell us a little bit more about it. And many of you probably know him from some of his past tech and retail ventures, including Beta. So thanks for being here today.
Thanks for coming.
So before we talk about the space here, I wanted to first get a little bit of background. Tell us how this came about and who all is involved in this project.
Yeah, so last year, personally got pretty involved in crypto and specifically Solana. And I got a chance to meet some of the people from Solana Labs and Solana Foundation, which are the kind of like two, one is the maintainer of a lot of the code base and one is the maintainer of decentralization. And we chatted together about how Solana could impact the retail store. And at the time I was working at Beta, and kind of towards the end of the year, Beta, it seemed pretty obvious that Beta wasn't going to make it. So I started thinking about, how could, what I wanted to work on next, and thought it might be interesting to imagine a store built around getting people interested and involved in Web3, and so called back up those folks, and we kind of put our heads together and created Solana Spaces.
So just quickly, for our viewers who maybe aren't as dialed into the blockchain crypto community, can you just tell us what Solana is?
Yeah, so Solana is a level 1 or layer 1 blockchain. It's one of the top couple out there. And what makes Solana different is it's super high performance, really low transaction fees. We have a really eco-friendly kind of technology, but also our foundation, like, for example, they buy carbon credits for every transaction on Solana. What makes Solana stand out, just kind of look at the numbers. The most developers, fastest growing user base, some of the most popular crypto apps are built on Solana. Most transactions, most NFTs. Solana's really stood out from the crowd in the last year. And I think Solana is more than just a blockchain. Solana is a culture. It's a community of artists and hobbyists and builders and developers who've been creating some really amazing things. And Spaces is really a place to showcase those amazing things that people have built and introduce consumers, I think, like you, who probably haven't heard of Solana before, and help them understand it and get involved.
So, I mean, I'm by far not the only person who was really sad to see Beta go away, but it's really exciting to see you back here. And this was actually formerly a Beta location, right?
Yeah, this was, so Beta Hudson Yards was probably our top store since the day it opened. Mm-hmm. So when we started working on this, we really wanted this space back, so we knew how great it was. Related, the owners of this have been awesome to work with for many years. So it kind of makes sense to do it here, and we knew the space well. So I was telling you that we started this project in March this year, and now it's open. That wouldn't have been possible if we didn't know this space so well.
Right. So tell us about what you're doing here then in this space. What kinds of activations, merchandise are folks going to be able to experience when they come in the store?
So Solana Spaces is designed to be everyone's first crypto friend. So that person that introduces you to what it is, how it works, gets you set up with your first wallet, gets you set up with your first NFTs, maybe your first currency. And so here we have a bunch of educational materials to help you learn about blockchains. We have a way to get a wallet with our wallet partner Phantom. And then throughout the space, we have tutorials that teach you how to use some of the most popular applications that developers have created for Solana. In addition to that, we have merch. We have a bunch of new things that we've designed and collaborated with other brands on. We've got an amazing NFT partner, the Degenerate Ape Academy. And I think probably like the most important thing to understand about the space is that we're actually paying you to learn about these technologies. So as you browse the store, actually connect your phone to these different kiosks in the space. And as you learn about these, we'll actually give you NFTs, we'll give you other types of tokens, And if you do enough of the activities here, we'll actually give you money. We'll give you USDC, which is a stable coin built on Solana.
Well, that sounds like a great deal.
Yeah, exactly.
Since you're giving your customers, you're actually giving your customers money, and you are selling merchandise, but not a lot.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the economics of this and how it's working on the business side.
Yep. So this store is very similar to Beta, which we invented a model called Retail as a Service. So in that spirit, it's really what we call like a kind of community retail model. So each of the brands and the apps that you see in here, they help share the cost of the space. And that's kind of how the economics work. It's pretty simple.
Because this is really designed for kind of novices to this world, what role will the associates play? How many associates do you envision having, and are they going to kind of play a role of like a guide? I imagine it'll be a little bit more intensive or interactive than a normal store associate.
Yeah, so we call them Solana ambassadors. You should expect to be helped here. It depends on how busy the store is. We'll have 4 to 7 people on site usually. And they're not 100% experts in everything on Solana, but they definitely understand everything that's happening in the space, and they're here to just help someone answer those basic questions they have, get us set up with these displays, and I think people will love this team. We have a lot of, I think we won like NRF's award for like helpful staff back in Beta. So we're really good at hiring staff, training them up. Our team here is awesome, and people are gonna love working with them.
So you mentioned that your staff are called ambassadors. I think I also saw the store kind of described as an embassy or a cultural center for these concepts. It does seem a little counterintuitive to bring all of these digital ideas into a physical space. Do you think that we're going to start seeing more of these kinds of physical real-world activations as these digital, like blockchain, cryptocurrency, the metaverse become more integrated into our life? Or is this, part of a transition period where we all kind of get the lay of the land and learn about them?
That question gives me chills, actually. I literally got chills because...
Good or bad chills?
No, good, because I think crypto has been around for some time. Like Bitcoin, I think in 2008, 2009, the primordial papers were kind of created, and that community grew kind of slowly at first and then very fast, and it's very large. And then Ethereum was founded in 2013, 2014, kind of similar thing happened. These blockchain ecosystems, I kind of think of them, I'm going to steal a term from a guy named Balaji. I think of them as sort of network states. They are not defined by borders or land, but these are large global communities of people who have a shared currency, a shared belief set, and a shared understanding of value. And so, I think, yes, they have existed digitally for a long time, but there are a lot of projects, and we're just one of many that are bringing this into the real world. And look, everyone that's using a blockchain online is a person. And sometimes they're sitting at their computer or on their phone, and sometimes they're doing something in real life. So I think, to me, it's very inevitable that there's going to be a lot more overlap and mixing, and by the way, this is not the only thing that we're doing. This physical is not the only thing that Solana is doing. This physical, I think you're going to see us everywhere in the next couple of years. Not just us, but a lot of the other blockchain communities. We'll be expressing ourselves for sure.
So you're obviously a believer in this world and what's being built right now, but there is a lot of skepticism, even fear out there about some of these technologies and concepts. In particular, lately, there's been a lot of negativity around cryptocurrency. What do you say to people who are skeptical or scared of these new technologies?
I mean, I was like that too, right? I was an engineer for my whole career, and I thought of I initially thought of these as kind of interesting technologies and kind of mathematical ideas, cryptography ideas, but I didn't understand the kind of what they were doing on the technology side. And for me, I started doing some more research. I started learning more about NFTs, and I realized that there really is a missing layer on the internet that of sort of this asset layer, this ownership layer that probably should have been there from the beginning and is kind of missing. And not to go into the rabbit hole with you, but I mean, to me at least, I'm very unsatisfied with the product that I get from the internet today. I think it's full of ads. I think it's full of like spam. Like a lot of things have become very unusable for me. And I think this what crypto really is, what Solana really is kind of an anti-spam engine. That's how I conceive of it. And Solana has the right kind of components to make that reality because it's fast, it's low cost. And so there's a ton of interesting things being built. I think this is, maybe the space is one of those things. I understand the skepticism, and I think our point here is if you're a skeptic, come in, let's chat with you, and maybe we'll open up that curiosity just a little bit for you to go back home and explore more. We're definitely like, we've heard everything already. I mean, there was like, millions of people were already seeing some of this work when we were just building it, and had all kinds of stuff to say about it, and we're totally fine with that. You know what, like, not everyone has to get involved, but if you're at all like interested in maybe just exploring what people are doing, just come in and let's have a conversation and take a look at what's happening.
And the store is not going to just be a stagnant thing. It's not going to stay just like this, right? It's going to continue to evolve. I think you said you're going to do a lot of events.
Absolutely. Here. Yeah, we'll do a couple events a week here when this thing is up and running fully. We'll be swapping out the stations, bringing in new projects every month. We're going to do seasonal merch drops. So we'll have a whole new collection, coming into the holidays, for example. Our NFT wall is going to swap probably once a month with a different collection. So yeah, this is definitely a dynamic space. We're not, this is not a set and forget type of thing. And not only that, this is not the only space for building. So we haven't announced where, but yeah, we have a lot more things coming in the pipeline this year that are going to surprise people, I think. Planning
other stores like this or other different kinds of concepts?
Both.
Both?
Yes.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's a great note to end off on. A lot of exciting stuff clearly in the future for this. Thank you for joining us today and telling us about the vision and kind of strategy behind this new space. And thank you for joining us. If you are in the New York area, definitely come by and check it out. It's a great chance to get your hands on some of these digital concepts that we've all been hearing so much about the last couple of years. That's it for this episode of Touchpoints TV. See you next time.